Hola, hola. My name is Ramon, cosmetic formulator, esthetician, sunscreen fanatic. And we are back once again for a third installment of Verified, Certified Korean Sunscreens, where we talk about some new Korean launches or relaunches, while also accompanying those with certified, verified, third-party SPF test results. All of these are sunscreens that have been certified to match or exceed the advertised SPF on them. They're all Korean sunscreens. And for the most part, the majority of these were sent to me from Style Korean, but that being said, I do have a couple extra special guest stars that I'll be featuring in this video as well. I'll be disclosing the third-party test results on screen for each individual sunscreen, and as always, the links for these are going to be down in the description box if you want to get those. We're getting into it. So this is one I've talked about on my TikTok, so if you don't follow me on TikTok, go do so. It'll be linked in the description box, but it's also just at Glow by Ramon. I did my first 1 week impression of the product, was obsessed with it, and so I don't know if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, but BOJ Joseon does. And they were like, hey, I want to partner with you to feature the product in a YouTube video. So here we are. This part of the video isn't in partnership, is sponsored by BOJ Joseon. Their Relief Sun Rice Plus Probiotic SPF50 Plus PA4 Plus certified. Some details about the product: alcohol and fragrance free. It is a vegan formula, and they intend this to be more suited for sensitive or compromised skin. As I mentioned, it is SPF50 Plus PA4 Plus. They did the testing in 2 different third-party labs, one in Korea, one in Spain. The Korean SPF result came out to about a 52.5. The Spanish one came out to about a 63, and they both came out as PA4 Plus for the UVA rating. Filters that are in this, you have Evenol A+, Evenol T150, Tinosorb M, and then Isotrisonol, aka Uvasorb HEB. Those are all chemical filters. Tinosorb M, fun spicy one, is a chemical filter by composition, but it functions more like a mineral filter in that it's not a pure liquid chemical. It is insoluble solid particles suspended in the formula. So that's why I say it is more and functions more like a mineral sunscreen filter. And along with that, you do get some light reflection as well as the standard UV absorption. So you could have a little bit potential of a white cast. That being said, this one I am very, very positive can function on a very wide range of skin tones. Ingredients wise, one of the things that's really cool about BOJ Joseon, and I have talked about their serums on my channel a bunch. I've talked about their toner, and I have slowly accumulated the entirety of the brand lineup. So expect a full BOJ Joseon brand review very shortly. But they like to talk about hanbang. They really revisit the traditional Korean practice of hanbang ingredients. And what that is utilizing botanical extracts for all of their potential benefits. And obviously with skincare, it's what topical benefits that they have. Rice extract as well as probiotics. And so those just really help to hydrate the skin, nourish the skin. You also have niacinamide, adenosine, which are a combination that is beautiful for barrier health and barrier strengthening. And you have ginseng and vitamin E, which the ginseng gives some anti-inflammatory benefits. And then with the vitamin E, you're also getting some antioxidant benefits as well. So overall, these are just ingredients to help to soothe the skin, really help to fortify the skin and protect it. My experience with this, I liken this more to a lightweight gel cream texture. It is still very gel-like in its texture and its weight on the skin. It is weightless, but there is more moisturizing benefits to it. I think it's a little bit more emollient, but it's not greasy. But what I will say is that having oily acne-prone skin, this is my moisturizer. I love the texture and finish of it on the skin. It's not shiny, it's more of a natural skin radiance to it, but it's not matte in any way, shape, or form. With the texture of it, this is also a suitable option for more normal to dry skin as well. You can see when I apply it on the skin, it just goes on like a dream, works in beautifully. I do have a nice natural glow, but it's not greasy. I don't feel this on my skin at all. Makeup wears beautifully on top of it, and as you can see, there's no white cast on me, no weird hairline, beard issues. It looks beautiful, and I will say this is definitely brown skin friendly to a very wide degree. The Tinosorb N brings a little bit of a question when it comes to deeper skin tones. I know my friend Chooks on Instagram, that's a filter he doesn't always have the best experience with. So that's why I say for the deeper skin tones, there is a little bit of a question mark, but for the most part, this does do well on a very wide range of skin tones. Definitely worth checking out. Next up, a couple options from Suntique. These are the ones sent to me from Style Korean. If you don't know, if you're not one of the OGs, I actually did review the original version of one of these back in the day, and that was the I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin. I got the original version because Tiara Willis, aka Makeup for Woman of Color on Twitter, do follow her, great skincare resource, was talking about I found a mineral sunscreen option that is great on deeper skin tones. It features only titanium dioxide, super lightweight gel texture, works in beautifully, and I was like, need to try this. So I got the original version, loved it. Fun fact, if you look up I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin on Google, my video is the first one to pop up. I had called into question a little bit of the SPF protection just because relying solely on titanium dioxide at that point in time, my understanding was that there is limitations to its UV absorption. It's not the most broad spectrum filter. It does get into the UVA too, so like the shorter wavelength UVA rays, but it's not the most broad spectrum in that UVA category. Here we are with a relaunch, and this has addressed 2 issues. First of all, that filter issue. This has added zinc oxide to really fortify the protection and solidify the SPF35 PA3+, so a little bit of a lower rating, but still a really great everyday option. But one thing worth noting, and that's the second part, is that titanium dioxide, as I've come to learn, one of the things is you always have to be open to new information, forming new opinions. LabMuffin, aka Michelle Wong, my idol, came out with a post talking about that new research, new technology around titanium dioxide has made it a very suitable option for longer wavelength UVA protection. And that's due mostly in fact to how it's coated and therefore the way it's suspended in formulation. So you can achieve very decent broad spectrum protection with titanium dioxide. Obviously it's in this video because it is certified adequate protection. They did their testing with an American lab, AMA Labs, which fun fact, in the midst of all the Korean sunscreen controversy, a lot of us called out the fact that this had actually happened in the US years prior with a different lab. That lab was AMA. But as a result of all that issue back with them back in the day, there was a lot of lawsuits and they had to go through and quality test everything, revamp their whole system. So they're back, they're better than ever, and they're the ones who certified this sunscreen. Do not fret, do not worry, we trust this. Through AMA, the I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin tested at an SPF of 37 and a UVA PF of 13.5, so that SPF 35 PA3+. The marketing around this specifically has it so that, again, it's safe for compromised sensitized skin. You have those mineral filters only, no synthetic fragrance. This does smell. It has a very nice herbal florally scent to it, but that's through natural fragrance. And there's no alcohol in this as well. Other things to call out formulation-wise is aloe, squalane, centella, metacasicide, Hortonia cordata, nice skincare benefits. It's lightweight, it's moisturizing, but you're also getting a lot of soothing benefits to it as well. That metacasicide, that centella, the Hortonia cordata, anti-inflammatory ingredients. This is a very elegant mineral sunscreen. Is it lower protection value? Yes, but is it adequate still? Yes, this is a great everyday option. We need to get off this whole, I need SPF 1000, living under a rock protection. Like, there is a good acceptable amount of SPF to wear. This exceeds that. But with this, what I really loved about it is the texture is it's a gel. It's a straight gel. It works into the skin so beautifully. You can see the application footage. I work it in, and this could be a chemical sunscreen with how nice and elegant it is. There was no weird issues with hairline, beard line, any of that. What I will say is it's the one I'm wearing on my skin right now. In my eyes, looking at the monitor right now, don't see much of a white cast. I don't see much of anything. This is studio lights. I think studio lights are a little bit less forgiving. In natural light though, I can't clock anything. So brown skin friendly for the most part, very substantially across the spectrum. Check this one out, even if you have more of a dark skin tone. Same brand, different sunscreen, new to me. It's the I'm Pure Cica sunscreen. And this I actually packed with me for my US trip when I went to Seattle. I did not know this was a mineral sunscreen, so I was very surprised when I did put it on and I was like, oh, this is a mineral sunscreen. Similar to the I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin, this one is mineral only, alcohol free, and also synthetic fragrance free. It does have a scent to it. It does have natural fragrance to it. But that being said, SPF 50 plus, PA4 plus compared to the other one, so more protection. And to me, this is basically the big sister of the I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin in a few different ways. First of all, the protection value is higher. This was tested from AMA Labs as well. SPF 54.2, PA4 plus with a UVA PF of 19.2. So it does exceed the advertised protection. Zinc and titanium are the only filters in this. Ingredients wise, this also have centella and Hortonia cordata extracts. This also has galactomyces ferment, which galactomyces is the hero ingredient in SK2, that Patera. It's a fermented ingredient. The company behind SK2 did in vivo tests of, so on human skin. And granted, when it's a manufacturer or company doing test results on something, there is always going to be some sense of bias because they're like, this is our product, we want you to buy it, so here's great things about it. But this did show in their results very promising skin nourishing, hydrating, moisturizing benefits, as well as antioxidant benefits as well. So do with that information what you will. And then there's also saccharide-based humectants. This is also just a nicely moisturizing, skin nourishing formulation. This is a little bit richer than the I'm Safe for Sensitive Skin. A little bit more body, a little bit more moisturizing to it. But that being said, depending on what my skin prep was, I could get anywhere from like a matte finish to a natural finish. There's not really radiance in this. It's not very shiny, very luminous at all, in my opinion. As you can look in the application footage, I put this on over freshly hydrated skin, so my skin was actually still a little bit damp. This worked in really well. I did do a side by side. And what I will say is in the studio lighting, there is a very, very subtle tone up, at least from my footage, what I was watching. So make the opinion that you will. But overall, what I will say for this is that this could potentially work for tan skin up into the mid Fenty 300 range. Above that, I would call into question. I don't think I have any application footage of a deeper skin tone applying this, but if I do find one, I will have it linked in the description box just as a reference point. It's semi-brown skin friendly. I don't think it's deep skin friendly. friendly. Next up, this one is no stranger to this channel. I have discussed it and talked about it in a few videos at this point, but it fit the criteria for this video. I did want to shout it out, and that is from Purito. Honestly, the catalyst for this entire new wave of Korean sunscreen relaunches, but I'm not mad that it happened. I'm going to be really honest. This is their daily go-to sunscreen, alcohol and fragrance free, great for sensitive skin. I do miss that Purito lavendery bergamot scents. I do want it back, but I do understand why they didn't include it. You have Tahina Sorb S, Uvinol T150, titanium dioxide, and Uvinol A+. This is SPF50+, PA4+, 2 different third-party tests, one in the US, one in Korea. US results SPF 71, UVA PF 17.9, Korea SPF 57.4, UVA PF 16.65. So definitely above advertised value, but that just goes to show the level of variability in what sunscreen testing is. I've done a lot of videos about this, but aside from that, formulation-wise, simple. To the point, you have centella and madecassoside and azithromycin. Centella and some derivatives of it, barrier strengthening, wound healing benefits, the anti-inflammatory soothing benefits, and some antioxidant benefits as well from those. And aside from that, it's just emollients. This is definitely a lot more luminous than the original Purito sunscreen. It looks wet on the skin. You look very dewy. It's not greasy though. And my comparison I always make is between this and the original Black Rose sunscreen SPF30. Black Rose sunscreen one is greasy. That is definitely for the body or for a very dry skin type. This one is not greasy. There's not a lot of oil and like heaviness to it. This is very elegant on the skin. It just looks really wet. Now, if you have oily skin, you will need to blot and or powder. And the last sunscreen we'll talk about today, and this was one that caught me off guard. I was not expecting this, and I would argue I think it's actually one of my top 3 favorite sunscreens of the year, which is a big claim. But this is from Benton, their Air Fit UV Defense Sun Cream. South Korean sent this to me. I didn't really think much of it for the first like few days, and I saw it in there and I'm like, oh, let me try it out. And oh my God, definitely was one that I used consistently throughout the trip. It is technically alcohol and fragrance free. I say technically only because there is an ethanol derivative in this. It is like the last ingredients on the ingredient list. You could not tell it's in there. You don't smell it. You don't really feel it. It's not an alcohol-centric sunscreen. And there's no fragrance in this. There is a rosemary oil in this. It's not an essential oil technically. The scent is from that. To me, it just smells like raw ingredients. Worth noting. SPF 50+, PA4+. The results were done by a lab in Spain. That lab tested this at SPF of 62.8 and UVA PF of 22. So I think definitely some of the highest numbers in this whole video. This features Uvinol A+, Uvinol T150, Tahina Sorb M, and then that isotrizinol, aka Uvisorb HEB. So the same exact filters as the Beauty of Joseon. Formulation features centella, madecassoside, and azithromycin, so same as the Purito sunscreen. Niacinamide and adenosine, so great for barrier health. Panthenol, licorice extract, also great for barrier health. That licorice extract is also a nice ingredient for oily, acne-prone skin. And then you have China berry and rosemary leaf oil. Good for antioxidant benefits in the rosemary leaf oil. Not essential oil, but it does lend some fragrance, some aromatic benefits to the formulation. It's green. The color of this is the same exact minty green as the packaging, and that caught me off guard. I also thought this was a mineral sunscreen. Don't ask me why. I was like, maybe this has this like color correcting benefit to it, and that's like, if you're not aware, green is a great color to neutralize redness in the skin. So if you have rosacea, inflamed red skin, green is a good color to use. But you work into the skin, it dissipates almost immediately. You get this little hint of there's whiteness to it, and that's the Tahina Sorb M, but then you massage it into the skin, completely gone, can't clock it or see it, and you're just left with a very natural, semi-natural radiant finish. It worked great under makeup, on top of makeup. It just worked with all the conditions I was in, because I was flying from like really muggy weather, very dry weather, very cold weather. I don't know why, this just became a standout favorite of mine. Really great Korean sunscreen from Benton. That's all for this round of certified Korean sunscreens. But that being said, we are in the midst of me uploading my top skincare of 2021. My favorite sunscreens and brown skin friendly mineral sunscreens are coming up. That's right around the corner. So make sure you hit that notification bell and subscribe button so that you know when those videos go live. What other Korean sunscreen relaunches have you had your eye on, or have you really been enjoying that I should try out for the channel and do a review video? Sound off? Give the video a thumbs up, and thank you guys for watching. Till next time, bye.